Hello, everybody. Welcome to what I assume is the third channel. The reason I'm quiet is because this is recorded at 2 in the morning. We're doing a bit of reflecting yet again. It's a good thing to do every now and then. Maybe something to learn. Hey, you gotta be the bigger person by improving yourself. Today I want to talk about balance, mostly related to, as an adult, work-life balance. It's a very common thing. You'll get to hear from multiple different people from different places, and I think it's something that is important to discuss, and I think especially now is relevant for me to discuss again because um, it's affecting my current situation as a person. We have Feinberg gameplay here because I love watching Feinberg. He's very good at the game. Anyways, um, so the two main things, obviously, that you will know that I do is content creation and block wars, of course. However, that is only a surface level, quote unquote, analysis of what I actually do, because I do content creation with streaming. I do second channel, and I try to do the main channel. This main channel should be my number one priority, but because of how much of a hurdle it is to actually get stuff done for this compared to this is usually my lowest priority. To put it into perspective, making a main channel video, if I were to focus on it daily, takes me probably a week or two, but right now, if I were to want to do that with the capacity mentally to be able to focus towards content creation, I'd have to not do either of these things, or maybe one. I'd have to not stream at least to be able to have the mental capacity to focus on editing. That's just unfortunately how it is, because I also do block wars, but I don't just do block wars, quote unquote. I don't just make the teams. I am co-project lead, which means I do all the planning and stuff. I obviously am also the event organizer. I also am the lead or the creative director of the event. I do all the communication with all the important people to communicate with, etc. And it's a lot of mental capacity spent on that, right? But alongside that, I also deal with the, sometimes lesser fun side of things. And I want to very much make it clear this is not trying to specifically mention the comment from this person, but it is in the same umbrella of a bunch of negativity. Usually, negativity and criticism is fine, and you should be able to handle it, and I usually can handle it decently well. But when there's already the stress of hosting an event, just coming back from break, making sure everything works, etc., being worried that people may not be as excited, the pressure of just being, the big event to come back, etc. Plus wanting to figure out content creation at the same time, because we're getting to the years now where I need to figure this out a bit further than I have so far. Getting to the negativity, or the negativity gets to you a bit quicker and a bit easier, and it is quite difficult. And it essentially means, again, that I need to reflect on balance, because with how I currently operate, most of my day, I'd say 50% of my day is spent towards productive stuff, but the productive stuff I do isn't that impactful to me personally, right? For example, I could spend half my day working on a block course, designing stuff for builds or whatever, right? And that would be great for block wars, but I don't really gain much from it. And I could also spend half my day working on content creation, but with streaming and the second channel, I don't really gain much from doing that. This would be nice, the main channel would be nice if I could dedicate some more time to it, but like mentioned, editing is a bit of a hurdle, and it takes quite a bit of mental capacity, and that mental capacity usually gets absorbed by block wars or by one of these, especially recently with streaming. Again, when everything is all happening at once, when something goes wrong, it spirals into everything goes wrong. Today on stream that happened, I had a bad speed run into another not great speed run, and then I talked about block wars, and that was negative, and it's just negativity, 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 and I don't like that. I don't like that for myself, but it does happen. So it means I should probably commit to like more of this editing, try to figure out editing. Oh, hello. Try to figure out editing a bit more, and maybe take a step back from this or this or this. And it's hard, right? I don't want to let go of any of these things. I don't want to quit, of course, but I don't want to like let these things die. Block Wars, of course, is now actively there. There's a bunch of people involved. I can't really drop Block Wars. I don't really want to drop Block Wars. The second channel is currently my primary source of income. Not necessarily something I'd want to drop, but it is the easiest one to drop, I think, in terms of activity. You know, there isn't that much always going on in the event scene, so when there isn't something going on, I should just accept that there's nothing going on and just not do anything with it, I guess. And then there's streaming, which takes up the most time on a daily basis, usually, at least in a row, right? 2 hours or close, sometimes close to 3 hours, usually 2 hours of streams. Can be a bit draining, at least in the short term of a day. Also something I'd rather not drop, but also is another instance of like, if there isn't anything specifically to do, should I go live? It's a hard thing to really figure out, because the problem with streaming is it's very much momentum based, right? You get momentum and you continue the momentum and hope that it either grows or maybe it will fall flat. For me, things have fell flat a little bit. Also, to be fair, the growth of my Twitch is a bit sporadic to an extent, right? If I have a team announcement stream for MCC, I suddenly have 400 viewers. If I play Among Us, I'll have 50. There's like very little room in between, right? It's not like one stream I'll suddenly have like 200 doing something normal. That it has to be like an event or something along those lines, etc. It's just not the type of stuff that'll happen all the time. So it makes it quite difficult, and like mentioned with the event drought and stuff that we've had to an extent, which you'll notice mostly from the type of uploads you get. Recently, things were beautiful, just absolutely chef's kiss, fantastic 3 weeks or 2 weeks of activity. It has come to an end to an extent, right? Blockers obviously is coming soon, but like the constant activity has come to an end a little bit. We're just waiting for an MCC team announcement, a Block Horse event, the playoffs, an Origins potentially, stuff like that. And I don't know, it feels a bit inconsistent. And so to wrap things up, because also one thing I'm very good at is going on a tangent and not getting to a conclusion. I should focus more on the main channel. This is going to be something I cannot promise to accomplish immediately, because I have moved to a different editing software and I have to entirely relearn that, which is a second hurdle. But I would like to start looking into doing the main channel more frequently. This is just, as you can see from just the view numbers, regardless, any of these videos are always going to be bigger than any of these videos for the most part. Even like a Feinberg insane Block Wars Invitational team announcement with a certain amount of views isn't getting the same number. Of course, it's different time span, but it's not getting the same number as some of the lower viewed ones as of the recent 8 uploads, which I think is the recent 7 uploads is the most relevant time period, right? So something's gonna have to change. I don't know exactly what, but I just want to talk about it because maybe you guys have feedback, or maybe it's just good to get my thoughts out publicly and then reflect on that as well, because I am somebody who likes figuring things out by himself, I guess, and maybe it is not always possible to accomplish that, of course. I will say I'm very happy with some of the recent uploads, of course. These view numbers I didn't think were going to be that easily achievable that quickly again, because I thought my channel had been pretty dead. I still think that's kind of the case. I just think it's a lot of new viewers, but it means that there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of potential. Also, one thing I want to mention is I really want to start looking into short form stuff. Today, I did some clipping or some fixed clips. I downloaded some more clips. I'm gonna have to try to figure out how exactly I want to approach making short form content, but I'll try my best to learn. So yeah, let me know your thoughts if you have any thoughts. If you don't, totally fine. You are in no way obligated to share your opinions and thoughts. And yeah, I guess wish me good luck trying to figure out this type of stuff. Hopefully by the end of the year we'll have a more consistent schedule. Maybe I will have to make a schedule. We'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching. And hey, on to better things. Today was a bad day for me, a negative day. I apologize for the crash out on stream. It is what it is. And I will see you all on a more positive note hopefully soon. Alright, goodbye.